here's an exercise. If you don't know where to get women from, okay, this is everybody, all right? I want you to, and don't be like, extra ridiculous about this, okay? Let's be objective about this. Women that you would bang, okay? Women that are hot enough to bang, which is definitely a lot more of those than, let's say, the girl you want to settle down with, or the super hot one. Okay, whatever, right? I'm not saying because you only date nines, bro, or whatever, right? Or only date tens, bro. Okay, girls who are hot enough, attractive enough, where you could have a good time sexually with them. All right, which is going to broaden that category. Okay, we as men can go a lot lower than than we want to admit to our friends. All right, but just as an exercise, though. Okay, halfway decent, right? Average for you, what you consider an average looking girl that you could have fun with, to best looking. And just within a week, I just want you to keep a count. Just go throughout your day and count the number of women. You don't have to do anything else. Just count them as you see them, right? See them on the street, you see them, just start counting. And if you're not getting into the hundreds before the end of the week, your lifestyle is not as such where you're getting out of the house enough. All right. And so that means you need to change your lifestyle. Remember, I've done videos in the past on this, that your success with women is predicated on three things, which is your sexual market value, okay, your perceived value, which is your looks, your status, your money, all that kind of stuff, right? Your game, okay, or your skills. I call it skills. But so it's your sexual market value, your skills with women, and then opportunity. Okay. Remember, opportunity was the third. You could be the best, most seductive, best looking dude in the world who has the best game in the world. And if you're in a town of 10 people and they're already elderly or something, and there's no available women, and you don't interact with women, you're not going to do well with women. That's just how it is. Do you know what I mean? And some of you guys are getting off on the internet and you're not getting results. If you're getting the same things, it's because you're doing the same things. If I'm doing the same things and getting the same results and then complaining because things aren't different, I'm doing something wrong. You have to do different things to get different results. So you probably have more opportunities than you think just walking around. If you leave the house on a regular basis, you should be able to get in any decent sized town. Okay. You should be able to count at least up to into the triple digits, okay, of women that are bangable that you run into as you go throughout your week. Now, if that's not the case, then you need to change your patterns of behavior so you're around more women that are available. And I've had people have to do that. That's been a thing. I've had people who, well, they lived in a really small town, but they were a 40-minute drive from a much bigger town with a lot more options. Well, what do you think you're doing on a Friday night? Go to the bigger town. Okay, go hang out. What do you think you're doing? And just take the drive and go meet some people, right? If you want to meet them in person. And then on your dating apps, where you're probably using the same apps, the same profile, and all that shit. Have you shut your profile down, open it up? Have you changed things up a little bit so the algorithms hit you differently? Are you trying different apps because different locations will favor different apps? And I'm not really up on all of that necessarily, because I can't be up on, nobody can really be up on every app that's going to be viable in your area. Okay. Do you have multiple profiles? That's another question, because that's a possibility. Are you paying premium service? These are all questions. Whatever you're doing, you got to do something different so you run into different subsets of women. They need to be working on themselves rather than getting laid their focus, though. You can still work on talking to women and being personable as you work on it. And then what happens is it gets better as you go, as you get better. So if someone's SMV is, let's say, low or mid grade, and he's talking to women anyway, he might not get very many dates out of it. See what that does, though, that forces him to have better level of skill. He's still learning those skills. And then as his SMV increases, which should be his primary focus, then what ends up happening is it gets easier for him because he was practicing on hard mode. And that's why it's good to learn this stuff when you're younger, because, guys who are, younger than 25 are at their lowest, you know, most guys, not professional athletes and some anomalies, but most guys are at their lowest in SMV when they're younger as men, and then they increase in sexual market value over time, peaking usually around mid 30s for most guys, right? And so if you start learning how to interact with women when you're 18, 19, 20 years old, okay, and your value is the lowest, and so it's going to be the hardest around those times. Prior to 25, probably the hardest. By the time you're 31, 32, 33, and you have good income, you're in a good place. If you've been working on yourself, you'll have an influx of opportunity.